What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Nano Cap Gems, Ryan Lopez here. Welcome back, everyone. And today we're going to be looking into HEX coin, the coin that everyone is talking about, the coin that everybody is calling a scam. Is it really a scam? We're going to be getting into everything here. But first, before we begin, don't forget we are on the road to 500 subscribers. So don't forget, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for lots more cryptocurrency content coming your way. So let's just get straight into it. HEX coin review. So first off, I want to say, I've been in cryptocurrency for on and off, sometimes, serious points here and there for about 2 years now. And I've seen a lot of different kind of coins. Just really studied the algorithms, got into them, trying to understand them. And it's very important that you understand what you're buying, or at least have a general understanding of it. And this HEX coin, I've been trying to kind of grasp it, and it is so complex. It is so complex. It has just all this crazy game theory, probability, mathematical kind of formulas. It is really something else. So I've been spending the past couple days kind of getting into it, HEX coin. And one of the reasons is because Richard Hart is just owning freaking everybody in these duels, in these interviews, in these battles. He crushed Tone Vase, crushed him. He crushed Peter McCormick. The guy was just insulting him and he couldn't under his brain. Actually, he didn't have the capacity to process it. He couldn't grasp HEX or anything, so he was just attacking Richard. Made him look actually pretty stupid. But Richard HEX is owning everyone. And a lot of people are calling him a scam, whatever, blah, blah. But the stuff that he says actually makes a lot of sense. It's just pure factual information. He's crushing the Bitcoin maximalists. And a lot of these Bitcoin maximalists, they're just like so narrow-minded. They just can't even see. They don't want to know anything else. They just want to stay in their little bubble of their fake land and the centralized mining. And the facts are that Bitcoin at one point was under $1. Ethereum at one point was under $1. EOS did have a crazy. They raised $4 billion in their launch, was like the most ever. And after really taking a deep analysis into everything, just trying to see through all the noise, is it a scam? Is it not a scam? I think HEX can do something similar. I really do. And just like with any of these coins, it's all about getting in early. I mean, really, that's really what it is. Did we get in early on Ethereum? No. Did we get in early on Bitcoin? I mean, I highly doubt it. No. So that's kind of the name of the game. It's the game theory. That's just how it is. It's kind of abstract to kind of think about, but the facts are the facts. So I did look. They did have a Bitcoin announcement page here. You can read more about it. And the launch period for Bitcoin HEX, I'm going to try my best to explain everything because it's very, very complex. It has a 350-day launch period, and they're using the same marketing launch technique that EOS used, as to where every day you have a certain amount of the coins that can be claimed or whatever that are being put out there for that one day. And that's the filled, as Richard says, that's the filled bucket of the HEX coins. Then you have the empty bucket, and people, they put their Ethereum into it. And at the end of the day, whoever put the Ethereum into that bucket, it's divided up into percentages of whoever put in their coins. So if a lot of people put in Ethereum for that day, you won't really get as much. But if less people put in for that day, you'll get more of a chunk. So you can actually see that more if you go to go.hex.win. Okay, then if you go to, this is their transformation lobby here, and the launch started 5 days ago. This is a 350-day launch period. Really unique. This is very unique. It's really interesting actually to see it as well. So as you can see, on day one, there were 1 billion HEX that were given out. Okay. A total of 21,000 Ethereum were put into the bucket, for resulting in a total of about 47,000 HEX per Ethereum for that initial day one. But if you look, then day two, see, it goes down to 513 million, and now from this point on, it's supposedly it's going to be going down every single day. 513, it's already decreasing, 512, 512, so it's only getting smaller. But the amount of Ethereum has been that's been putting in per day, it's a little bit changing here and there. So if you look at it currently, if it were to close, the next bucket closes in about 6 hours and 45 minutes. So depending on based on these current numbers, there are currently a little bit over 600 Ethereum in this current one, and 512 million HEX up for grabs. So that would be a total of you would get 830,000 HEX per Ethereum coin if this one were to close. So let's kind of see. We'll see what happens here in the next 6 hours and how it closes. But right now, the most profitable, or you're getting the biggest bang for your buck as of day 5. That's a lot of times with these launch things and stuff, it's kind of iffy on the first day. They might dump after and then just kind of consolidate, and then they'll boom up, or you never really know. It's kind of like you just don't really know, but this is how this one's playing out. So that's like, okay, 50,000, 800,000, that's like 16. You're getting like 16 times more as much compared to if you bought it on that first day. So hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And anyways, a big portion of HEX is the staking component, to where you can lock it up and you get, you receive a future stake. I think it's like 20-30%. And they have like longer pays better, bigger pays better, and they have stake calculators for the payday. And there's so many variables that go into it. Really, there's a Bitcoin free claiming of Bitcoin component that you can claim your Bitcoin, and that affects the payout as well. You can claim it with like a Bitcoin signature. It's very technical. You can claim with a Coinomi wallet as well. There's a lot of components. There's a lot of moving parts to this HEX thing. This is very complex, extremely complex, and to even grasp what is happening, you have to really be like, whoa. And just a basic overview on what it is. It is the first high-interest blockchain certificate of deposit. Okay. You can watch this video there and everything. There's a lot that goes on here. Really a lot. If you want to get more information on it, I would recommend go to the HEX Telegram. You can go right from the website here. It's at the bottom, because there's a lot of things on here to click, blah, 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 and stuff. It's a little bit could be overwhelming. Go to the HEX Crypto Telegram. I'm going to go to it right now. Here, okay, go to the pinned message. and follow these, or just watch these video tutorials on kind of the process of what you would have to do if you want HEX. You have to install Metamask, which is like this Chrome extension of like your wallet, your HEX wallet, I guess. Then you would send Ethereum to that. Then you would transform, you can watch this video of how to transform it into HEX, your Ethereum into HEX. Okay. And a big part of this program too is referrals. You get 20% on referring people to it. So if you are interested in getting some HEX, if you enjoy my video, check out my referral. I'm going to put a link to my referral underneath it, and you get an extra 10% for using my code. And when you sign up, you can put out your code and earn some extra HEX. And all of that just kind of helps the system. It helps the marketing of it. And the earlier you get in, the more people you refer, the more you stake, the longer you stake, just the bigger payout. And also the other variable is the price appreciation of US dollar. So of it against the US dollar. So if Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to go up in price, then the price of HEX is also going to go up. The more people that lock it in, the less coins that are available, the more. It just basic kind of game theory, but really interesting, this launch thing of like the 350-day with the empty bucket thing. That's just like so different. And I like that Richard HEX is the driving force behind it. It has a lot of exposure, which could make it could make it in the top 15 coins because of that. Just like how, which is a completely different coin, and I think it's completely centralized and pre-mined, which is Tron with Justin Sun, and how he just hyped it up and whatever, and now it's up there at the top. But that's a totally different coin. I have my own views on Tron. I think it's just completely pre-mined, centralized. But HEX has the marketing capacity, the skills, the exposure to put it out there mainstream. And I think the main thing I've been seeing is that the main accusation of people calling it a scam is because they don't understand it. And it's really, really hard to understand. It's very hard to kind of grasp it all. Also, one other question or concern that I've been seeing posted in some videos and some whatever is people are asking, hey, who holds the keys to the Ethereum address, or who holds the keys to the Ethereum that you're putting into this? And Richard technically is not allowed to disclose that, because depending what he says regarding that, HEX could be considered a security. So there are very technical things going on there, but it's best if, hey, we can't say who has them, whatever. I don't want HEX to be a security. Then the government and they all try to come in and try to do stuff on it and just get their hands in it. And EOS, they had to buy, they got bribed, or they had to give some of their money to the SEC. Like, I think this happened this year, just because the SEC, they got mad. They said, hey, you made $4 billion and you didn't give us any of it? We'll cough it up. It's crazy how these government officials and people, they want their hands in everything. They're just freaking greedy. It's crazy. There's MetaMask there. I'm going to put my link, my referral link. If you're interested in HEX, use my link. You'll get an extra 10% added to your stake. If you are interested, check out the transform thing and just kind of watch, monitor how it's going, and how big the payout is. And this is going to be going on for 350 days. Really interesting. Definitely one to keep on the radar. But Richard Hart is just, he's owning everyone. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And he's just putting out pure facts. Tone Vase was stunned. He was perplexed. He just didn't even know what to say. And it makes sense. He was pointing out that Tone Vase charges you $250 to eat dinner with him and $800 for an indicator thing. And you know what? I bought one of those indicators before, not from him, but from somebody else when I was back into trading normal stocks. And I think I paid $150 for it. They're useless. They're freaking useless. Freaking useless, those things. Also, he brought up, I watched his whole live stream against Peter McCormick after Peter McCormick backed out. It's like freaking 2.5 hours long. And Peter McCormick, whatever, backed out in the first half an hour because he just got mad. He's like, I'm blocking you. And he just backed out. And I listened to Richard talk and stuff for like 2 hours. And it made a lot of sense. And he was saying, people in the chat were saying, hey, why don't you battle Andreas Antonopoulos? And he said that he did reach out to him, but he declined. And then he brought up some points about Andreas that supposedly doesn't have a Bitcoin address to receive donations. He only uses a Patreon. And I looked, and I went to Andreas's Twitter. He does. He only has a Patreon. And I thought, that's kind of weird. You're some kind of blockchain guru, but you don't have like any type of donation address or anything. That's it for today. Hey, is HEX a scam? I personally don't think so, but just like with everything in cryptocurrency, you must do your own research and come to your own conclusion. But really, this one is complex. There's a lot of variables. That's a lot to process here. I feel like now I have a good grasp of it, I think. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Especially if Richard just keeps it up with just these like coin battles and just boxing matches against people. He crushed Tone Vase. That was crazy. And Tone Vase had it coming. Because he got to stop with that, like, every other coin is a shit coin and all this stuff in this shit coin. Download Bitcoin Core. Come on, dude. Bitcoin Core sucks. This stuff is so old. There's other things in the market, in the ecosystem. I think having an attitude like that is just so negative and hurts everyone. You just got to be open to other technologies, and I think all of them should be able to learn from each other, support each other project, and just live peacefully in the ecosystem. That's really what I think. It can't be just one, only buy mine and F everyone else's. And some of those Bitcoin maximalists, they have a really toxic way of thinking. Also, that Jimmy Song guy, just not a big fan. They're just not open to other things. You have to be open to these other technologies. Otherwise, you're just so close-minded. You're so close-minded. And it's not, you can't grow. You can't grow. You can't learn. Those are my thoughts. So, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. And what are your thoughts on HEX? I would love to hear what you guys think. Please drop a comment below. Is HEX a scam? Is it not a scam? Will you be buying some? And I will talk to you guys all very soon. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, RY4N_crypto, and Instagram, RYANP3Z. And that will conclude everything for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, and bye-bye.